We did a poll of potential Republican primary voters in New Hampshire and asked them who they'd be supporting. Donald Trump led Nikki Haley by 18 percentage points, and that includes Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who dropped out of the race, and he had 8% support. We asked voters about 4 different policy issues and who they trusted more to handle it between Trump and Haley. And on 3 of the 4 issues, Trump had a wide margin. That is immigration, foreign policy, which, as we know, Nikki Haley was Donald Trump's UN ambassador, and economic policy. The one where Nikki Haley does a bit better, but still Trump has a margin over her, is abortion policy. New Hampshire is a really interesting state because a lot of the people who vote in the Republican primary are not registered Republicans. And it's an interesting state to look at for that reason, because you can look at those undeclared voters who do vote with Republicans and see who they're supporting. Nikki Haley does a bit better among those undeclared voters, but Donald Trump has the lion's share of registered Republicans. He also does much better among very conservative voters and somewhat conservative voters, whereas Nikki Haley does better with those Republican primary voters who call themselves moderate or liberal. Donald Trump also does really well. His best group, in fact, is the group that believes that Joe Biden did not win the presidential election in a fair way. Among those voters who say that Joe Biden won the 2020 election due to fraud, they support Donald Trump in much greater numbers. Among those who say that the election was run fairly, that he didn't win due to fraud, Nikki Haley does a bit better. And as we know, the 2020 election did not have any significant fraud. Looking back at our poll that we did in November, both Donald Trump and Nikki Haley had seen growth in their support from when we last asked. And a lot of that is because there's been some attrition. People have dropped out of the race. Vivek Ramaswamy dropped out, and a lot of his supporters probably went to Donald Trump. He was a very pro-Trump candidate, and other candidates who dropped out, like Chris Christie, some of his supporters possibly have gone to Nikki Haley. So she almost doubled in support from what she had in November, but Trump also grew. So that's where that gap still lies, even though she had pretty significant growth. But Trump has a pretty solid lead over Haley right now.